Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, we will be discussing about the communication in society. This is brought to you by Social Schooler. Let's start. Learning targets. So the student should be able to identify the common types of barriers to effective communication. Number two, the student should be able to discuss strategies to overcome these communication barriers. The student should be able to examine the role of culture in communication barriers. Introduction. Communication is an essential process in our lives, and it is important to understand what barriers can potentially prevent effective communication. In this lesson, we'll discuss common barriers in communication and how to identify and address them. We'll also discuss ways to ensure successful communication by the end of this lesson. You should have the better understanding of barriers in communication and how to ensure successful communication. Let's get started. What is communication barrier? Communication barriers are any factors that prevent us from effectively exchanging and understanding messages. They can be physical, cultural, linguistic, or emotional, and can occur within or between individuals, groups, or organizations. Why should we care? Opportunities. Communication barriers can lead to missed opportunities. If you don't understand what someone is trying to say, then you might miss out on valuable information or advice. Miscommunication. Communication barriers can lead to misunderstandings and conflict. If you don't take time to understand someone's points of view, or if you don't communicate clearly, then it can lead to disagreement and hurt feelings. Conflicts. Communication barriers can create negative impacts on relationship, both personal and professional. This can lead to strained relationship and can even cause conflicts. Language barriers. Language barrier in communication is a difficult or obstacle that arises when people who speak different languages attempt to interact. This can prevent people from understanding each other and lead to misunderstanding, frustration, and even conflict. The language barrier can be caused by a lack of knowledge of the other person's language or lack of proficiency in both languages. Physical barrier. Physical environment barriers refer to any physical limitations that can interfere with the communication process. Examples include noise, poor lighting, distance between speakers, and physical obstruction between speakers. Other physical environmental barriers includes technology issues such as poor signal reception on mobile phones or lack of access to technology such as the internet or computers. Emotional barrier. An emotional barrier is in communication is a psychological barrier that prevents people from fully expressing their emotions or feelings to one another. This can be due to lack of trust, fear of vulnerability, or difficulty in understanding the other person's points of view. Emotional barriers can interfere with effective communications and lead to misunderstanding and conflict. Cultural barrier. Cultural barrier to communication are the differences in language, custom, and beliefs that may exist between people of different cultures or societies. These barriers can prevent people from understanding each other, leading to miscommunication and misunderstanding. Cultural barriers can also lead to cultural clashes, which are disagreements or conflict caused by differences in beliefs and values. Wrapping up, communication barriers are any factors that prevent us from effectively exchanging and understanding messages. Number two, language barrier is a difficult or obstacle that arises when people who speak different languages attempt to interact. Next one, physical and environmental barriers refer to any physical limitation that can interfere with the communication process. The next one is an emotional barrier in communication is a psychological barrier that prevents people from fully expressing their emotions or feelings to one another. Cultural barriers to communication are the difference in languages, customs, and beliefs that may exist between people of different cultures or societies. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you learned something new, and we'll see you again to our next video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.